You know why I do those pauses? Because when the human breath, it's like, and let's get talking. You talk because otherwise you go, hey everybody, because then you want to like.
Oh, you catch the breath.
I catch the breath. I'll wait for that breath to finish, and then I.
All right, this is already starting out like the last one.
Great.
Okay, go ahead.
He's looking at you, kid. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'll have what she's having.
Boss will be with you, always.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
I didn't expect that. Did you?
Not at all.
Cue the music. Hey everybody, this is Gone with the Wind, the show about award shows where we talk about, you guessed it, award shows. And today in particular, we are going to be talking about the Grammys, because this is part 2 of our Grammy special. We had our predictions beforehand with my lovely co-host, and now we're going to be talking about our second part, and that is the actual nominations have actually transpired. The actual nominations have actually transpired. Mm-hmm. Wow, Manning, you are really flying by the seat of your pants with words right now. But anyway, I am your host again, Manning Franks, and with me is my co-host for this special, my better half, Kimberly and Nauman.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for having me back here, babe.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Fantastic.
Just call me whenever you need me. I'll always be there. Don't worry, baby, because if the world was ending, you'd come over, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yep, right. Mine. And thank you all again for joining once again. This is going to be our second part of hopefully what might be a 4-part. The third part will be later, in January, once we actually... our January 31st, I believe, is when the Grammys are, correct? Because
it's coming up fast whenever it is. It's hard to believe that it's almost the new year. 2020 is almost behind us. God. It is almost behind us.
Oh, thank the maker.
Yeah.
But when that transpires, we'll be doing one beforehand, and we'll be doing an after, like a temperature gauge of everything. Once everything has been said and done, our reaction to the winners. But I'm going to be curious what those winners are going to be, because let's just say that the nominations were not what we expected. There were some nominees that we could have saw coming, Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, and there are some of them that we didn't see coming, like Beyonce, Black Puma,
Coldplay.
But I think what shook the Twitter sphere and the internet and the
shook
music
our own personal world.
It did. I was in the middle of doing when the nomination. Well, fun fact: we thought the nominations were going to be on the 24th. Wait, they were the 24th, right?
They were, but we did not realize what day it was.
We didn't,
and then we were going to wake up and listen to the nominations, and then
it already
just didn't happen. It slipped our minds. Our dates got all mixed up. I mean, because quarantine. Am I right?
Am I right? So what we had to do instead, we found out later. I was in the middle of work figuring it out, and then you texted me saying, "Are you seeing this?"
I did. I didn't watch it. I just read the list, and I was like, "No." I thought I had read like a different year. To be honest, I thought I'd looked up something, and I was like, "This is not right. What's going on?" And then I was like, it's real.
So what we are referring to, and I'm going to let Kimmie talk about this. I'm gonna give her 10 minutes.
Probably not 10 minutes.
I'm gonna be real. Like, 10 minutes won't give you as much time as you need.
This is a grieving process.
It was kind of initially, because this feels so weird, especially considering who we consider the frontrunner to be this entire time, and now that doesn't seem to be the case when he's completely snubbed, and then he goes ahead and tweets, "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." So, babe, who are we talking about, and what the heck happened?
We were talking about the fall of Mr. Weeknd.
Mr. The Weeknd?
Mr. Abel T. Weeknd. No, seriously, The Weeknd. The fact that After Hours, probably I would argue the #1 album of the year. I don't know if that's accurate or not from a charts standpoint.
From your personal perspective.
But from my personal standpoint, and from the critical acclaim that it's gotten, it did not receive one nomination. Not one.
Not one iota.
And there has been some speculation about what has caused this to transpire, because I think we were all shocked by it. Even celebrities, were shocked by this news, which is, saying something considering that they're all kind of in the same sphere. So it was not a good day. I was very shocked by that.
Because I remember we were talking about it in our, in our previous episode, in regards to, we thought, like, okay, we know he's a lock. We know he's going to get it. Like, we had him as number one for, like...
We were even thinking he was going to, like, take a sweep of the Grammys this
year. With the momentum that he was having and that was transpiring, I would not have been shocked.
Yeah.
He had gotten a lot of love in the AMAs. He'd been consistent in the VMAs. He was going to be one who I thought was going to play really well to the Grammy base of just, the music industry. But then he goes ahead and gets absolutely nothing. And it's not like he's a stranger to Grammys. He's gotten Grammys before. He's won 3 Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
One for his album Starboy, one for his album in Beauty Behind the Madness, the one for Earned It, and then other nominations from both those years. But not this year.
Yeah. It's really shocking. I don't understand it, because as far as, obviously we're recording this days after this has, transpired. Yeah, but there's been no explanation that's really made sense. We can't look back on any of the many explanations that have been given and been like, oh yeah, that tracks, or that makes sense, and it just doesn't, so... I mean, what did they say? I think, like, the first thing was that was suspected to be why there was no nomination was that he's performing in the Super Bowl, right? So
that TMZ. And I'm dubious about TMZ. And I shared it with you, and I'm like, hold up. This seems dubious, but then you responded, I don't know if I believe that. Do you still believe that a couple days later?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think what was the caveat of that was like, oh, well, the Super Bowl's like following the Grammys weekend, right? No pun intended. But it's like,
oh
yeah, do you just not get it?
Got it.
No, but like, people,
wow.
That there was speculation that because he was the Super Bowl performer, that they didn't want the network, CBS or whatever, didn't want him to do all of these performances. He would have to pick one, the Grammys or the Super Bowl. And apparently they were in the Weeknd's team, and whoever does the Grammys, CBS and their production team were in talks of negotiating how they were going to work it out for him to do both shows, do the Grammys, do the Super Bowl, halftime, all of that. And the negotiations were supposedly pretty contentious. And it was, again, alleged that possibly there were no nominations for the Grammys because either A, The Weeknd chose the Super Bowl over the Grammys, which, in my opinion, unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, that because of the contentious negotiation process, the Grammys took it upon themselves to say, well, we're not going to nominate you, as kind of a revenge for those alleged contentious negotiations. So there's that. So that was one thing that was suspected of that. And then, oh man, what was the other thing? That like his record label had not put in the nomination soon enough.
Yes,
was the other thing.
But that was quickly dismissed when they realized that they actually submitted. They got the receipts.
Right. And then the third was whether to nominate him in an R&B or a pop genre. Which place would he fit into? Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense in the idea that he could be nominated for these larger categories and genre wouldn't matter. Genre doesn't matter when you're nominated for Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, those things. So none of these explanations really make a lot of sense to me. I think it's kind of foolish that CBS or the Super Bowl or whatnot would make him choose between either performance, because he's a veteran in this industry. He's been performing and touring for years. Why would he have to pick?
It's the same company too. CBS is premiering is like doing both of them.
Right. And it doesn't seem to make any sort of sense. You think CBS would want him to be on both programs because of the ratings. If the album's gotten this much traffic, as we all know that it has, and all of the successes over its, run this year, why would they not want him on both, to do both performances, have the halftime, do the Grammys, all of that. In fact, him doing the Grammys prior to the Super Bowl halftime would have caused more ratings for the Super Bowl if he had won those awards, right? It would have been a kind of like a hyped up thing for people to be like, oh, we're watching the Grammys for someone else. Oh, who's the Weeknd? Oh, he won this award. Oh, he's going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime. So we're going to tune into that also. It'd kind of tag team it. But I don't know. It doesn't, none of these explanations really make a lot of sense to me. And it seems like there's something underhanded that's going on behind the scenes that I don't know if we'll really ever know.
Probably not. Not at this rate anyway. And then he's threatening to not show up because I know that they were like, oh, I feel like they were so certain, at least the people who were planning the Grammys, like, oh, he's going to be nominated. So like,
oh, yeah,
we're going to have you show up and perform for us for a little bit. And now he was over there saying like, well, no nominations equals not an invite. So I'm curious how they're going to proceed with that. If they're going to be like, yeah, you're just going to be at the Super Bowl and you're not going to show up at the Grammys.
So play devil's advocate with me here a little
Okay.
bit. Okay. With this entire scenario, you said, we all know he tweeted out and made a post on Instagram about if, I'm not getting nominated, I'm not going to come to the, to the Grammys. No nomination equals no invite is what he had said. Obviously I'm paraphrasing, but play devil's advocate with me here for a minute.
Okay.
Since I turned you on to the Weeknd.
You did.
I believe I'm going to claim that. So I'm going to take his side on this and say he should not come to the Grammys with no nomination. And I'm going to give you the harder task and say why he should come to the Grammys after not being nominated, after being snubbed in this manner. Completely, entirely shut out.
Well, because if he has a contractual obligation to do it, then I would say you have to follow your contract. But if he's adamant, then he can probably find some legal headway with his lawyers or something like that. But it's like, do you want to put your time and energy to that? Or it's a weird thing of like, how much do you wish to be able to not do that? Like, because we're in a weird situation that could have been prevented if like he was nominated for at least in a category that was under the line, quote unquote,
right,
not one of the
right.
general field categories.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't, and it shows. It's like you're gonna look at that list from years on for people who remember that year, and you're gonna be like, there is a big Weeknd shaped hole on one of those general field nominations, and instead they wanted to put. Well, we'll get into the nominations in a second, but
yeah, we will.
It does feel like it's missing that, especially with like record of the year, and like if he had missed out on song, I would have gotten it for Blinding Lights, because Blinding Lights lyrically, well, I think is a phenomenal song. Could you show me the whole album? I think there's other ones in that album that are even more better.
That are better.
That are better.
Yes,
Thank
that
you.
are better.
Thank you for helping me.
And this has been your quick grammar take on Gone with the Wind.
Welcome to Grammar with Gone with the Wind. Cue the grammar.
And not Andy Grammer, since this is a...
No, honey, I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's interesting from the New York Times had like a nice article where they had different people who were following the awards circuit type of thing. The Grammy circuit, I guess. I'm not sure what the correct terminology it is for a music award circuit, because like for award circuit for movies is what usually I follow, so that's my wheelhouse. So let's use award circuit for the Grammys, for music, the music industry. But they had people come together and kind of talk about what the snubs and surprises were, and I'd say the biggest snub and surprise, put it into both categories, is the fact that The Weeknd didn't get anything. And I think they said it best when... They said, there's plenty of other nitpicking to do up top, whether Sam Hunt and Halsey, whose biggest Grammys look remains A Star Is Born, ? But this complete, we don't know him for The Weeknd, resulting in 0 nominations, feels loaded to me.
Excellent quote.
And then in parentheses, email me if you zoomed into one of those secret committee meetings. Yes, please email the people in the New York Times so we can read it at a later date.
Yeah. Do you think this will come out? Do you think something will come out about this eventually?
I think something will come out. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think something will come out. Like maybe someone will tweet something saying like, well, I was in the committee with all of them, and a lot of people were like, I just don't like the music, okay?
But
or
these
something.
people are anonymous who are in this committee, though. Like that's what.
True, but you can hear from sources like I follow.
Oh yeah.
Like they can say sources told me or a source told me because like for some of the award stuff that I follow, they'll be like I talked to an Oscar voter and he said, well, I heard from these people or like
Right.
this is what and they you can not give them their names and keep them under the anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's a possibility.
No, it's definitely something is going on. I mean, to be nominated for these other award shows, to have the critical acclaim, to have the, many, many, many positive reviews, and even, Elton John, have these celebrities, Drake, to come out and talk about your work.
Nicki.
Yeah, and talk about your work like this, and to talk about your work and to not understand this. I mean, that speaks volumes, to have that happen. I don't know. I don't understand. I hope it will come out. I'm a little dubious that it won't. I don't think we'll ever know about it. I hope we will, but for some reason, I don't think that we'll ever know. I'm hopeful that we will, but I don't really know if it will happen or not.
So with that, I think it's time for us to go into, because that was the big news other than the actual nominations. And congrats to all the nominees for actually making it. I think a lot of the people we expected were also incredibly worthy too, because I know we listened to a couple of them in prep for this.
Yeah, there were great nominees here for sure. I just think that overall,
what made it instead?
I don't understand the question.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, Yummy should not be up there. I love Justin Bieber's music, but this year fell flat for me for him with his music. It was subpar to me for sure. Intentions
was fine.
It was fine.
And it made it somehow. His album changes made it for some reason.
I don't understand this. I mean, but anyway.
Speaking of that, nominations, we're going to go start off with the big guns, because we all care about that the most. We're going to start with Record of the Year, Record of the Year, and we're going to start off with, honestly, I forgot this song even came out, but then again, I'm going to fully admit I am not the biggest fan of this artist. Not saying she is a poor artist, a bad artist. She's just usually not my cup of tea, but I respect the hustle, as they say. Mm-hmm. I respect her, because she has become an icon, and that is Beyonce.
Yeah, she is an icon.
Herself.
She is an icon. She's very gifted, very talented. But I don't know. I wouldn't have nominated this song for Record, personally.
I kind of forgot this song even came out.
Yeah, as did I.
I forgot that it was a one-off song that she did earlier this year. And speaking of songs that I didn't realize existed, Colors by Black Pumas. I don't think anyone knew this band existed.
I don't think so.
Sure.
Great song, though. Really great.
After
really
listening
good.
to it, yeah, I do appreciate it, and I really love this style. I forgot who put it. My sister actually put it. She was like, it reminds her like of a song from like the 70s type of thing.
Mm-hmm. It definitely has a 70s vibe. Al Green, you can hear Al Green in his voice. It's good. Music video is beautifully shot as well.
Very nice. I can attest to that. It is very nice.
Yes, it is good.
It's very nice. And other ones we have are Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch. Now, what's your thoughts on this one? Because I'm not the biggest fan of this song. What's your take on this?
I can see why it's in Record. I can see that entirely, because as a whole, it sounds good. It's great for the radio, I'll say that. It's been requested time and again, as we talked about last time. And I believe I mentioned last time that I thought it would get nominated for something. And it got in with Record, and I think that that's the perfect category for this song. I wouldn't have put it in just song, or, I wouldn't have even really nominated DaBaby's album for this, but this for Record I think is fitting for sure.
I would have liked it if he had made it for Levitating, but that's just me.
Well, it's Dua's song. It's Dua Lipa's song.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's, I think DaBaby has a lot of potential to go really far in this industry. So
if they combined Transformers or something, it'd be like they'd be Dua Baby. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Another one that we both predicted. I'm pretty sure you predicted as well too.
Yeah.
And that is it's been a long time since you
Fell in love.
Say So by Doja Cat. This is one I am super thrilled that it made on, mainly because this is a very well produced record. However, I found out yesterday, I believe, that, and I can't even remember the pseudonym that he's going under. I think it's pseudonym or alias. Alias, that's the more correct term. I can't remember the alias that he's going under.
I think you can say pseudonym too.
Pseudonym too?
I think so.
Okay. But Dr. Luke, as we know him from the entire Kesha sexual allegations that have been going on, or harassment, sexual harassment, or
yeah, and just overall sexual abuse in a lot of different ways. And I know there was some psychological abuse in there as well. That they had alleged. I mean, I hate to even say alleged because the proof is there, folks. You know,
the pudding.
There's no hiding that this did occur. You know, but we have to say alleged because it's still, you know, there's still a lot of legal battles going on.
It's still in court, still.
Yeah. And
he managed to produce this, and it hurts me because I love this record so much. Mm-hmm. Anyone who knows me knows this is a song I was like, like lyrics, as I said before in last. I'm gonna be a broken record. But I have to say so.
No pun intended.
It's just a well done song, especially after I don't know that MTV one, which just kind of
the metal / rock version, which blew me away.
Doja, would you be so kind as to put this on any streaming service?
Yes, please make it streamable or able to be purchased.
Either of them, please. Because YouTube can only go so much.
Oh, it is so good. And it's a song you never would have imagined would sound good from a rock or metal standpoint, but it blew me away. Mm-hmm. So.
We also have Everything I Wanted, which I believe is another fantastic Billie Eilish song, especially when it comes to, we were singing the praises of Phineas last time. And I think their collaboration for this one is also another brilliant production, I will say, especially with how they make certain things, like especially like the small detail of when it's like, but my head is underwater, and it sounds like you've been put underwater with the mixing. It's
theatrical. Billie Eilish has a theatrical quality to her music.
So I'm not surprised that made it. I don't know if I had it. I think I had it. So I'm not too shocked regarding that. But there's another one. Would you like to do it?
I would like to do it.
Never gets old.
So we got Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa on here. I was shocked by this because I wasn't sure if she was going to get nominated for it, but she did, and I was just like
this.
I was like, yes, this is right where she fits in, and it's just, I'm so happy. I hope she wins. I hope she takes this one. I do.
This is who you. Okay, well, we're gonna do
predictions at the end. So let me save that. But yeah, this is
who you want to win.
Yeah, I mean, it deserves to be in this spot.
Well, guess what? I agree.
Yes.
You know how much I love this song as well.
Yes.
This is my favorite song of the year if we don't count Sunday Best, because I think that's dubious because I think that came out last year with their album, their whole album came out last year, but this was kind of one that got it became popular this year. But anyway, if you don't count that, Don't Start Now is my favorite of this year, and I would be very happy if this won Record of the Year.
Yes.
I'm surprised it made it into another category, but I guess
we'll get to that.
And then last two of the last two we have Circles by Post Malone. I'm kidding, it's Post Malone. Post Malone, which he came out with so many songs once upon a time. Like, remember he was having song after song after song?
Yeah, he was.
And now, like, there was a little dry spell, and this is the one that people remember, because I think it's also his best.
It is good. It's very good. I could see it. I think I'd more see it in song than record, but I can see why it's here. It's good. It's just like Don't Start Now. It's really dominated the radio. So.
That is a really good.
Good.
Seasons change and they come and go. His famous auto-tune.
Good. Yeah.
Go.
At least it's not like overdone. The auto-tune is not overdone in this one.
It's not overdone in this one. There are other ones you can tell a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And then of course we have bum, classy. Wait. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Our queen,
savage.
resident queen, Megan Thee Stallion.
Resident Stallion.
Yeah. This is record. I can see this here as well. It's very good. It's just, it's empowering. It's very empowering.
Bum. And I will say, it is a song that I'm not shocked it's made it on whatsoever.
No.
Because I think this is her better song of the two that came out this year and got popularity.
Well, she's just the feature on WAP.
True, but
WAP
let's
is
be
Cardi's
honest.
song.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That is a combo.
I mean, it's a duo.
Lipa.
What if they just threw Dua Lipa on that track? That would be interesting. I wonder how they make that work. But anyway, that's not the point. Those two, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, they are a force. These women right here.
So I'm trying to imagine like Dua Lipa adding that track. I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna work,
How
but
it
okay.
would work, yeah. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. What a duo. What a powerhouse, these two women.
I can no longer think of the word duo and not think of Dua Lipa now.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's record of the year. Okay, so obviously we know that
Well, predictions.
we're missing.
We are missing Blinding Lights on record of the year.
Out of these 8 options that we had, if you could take out any of these and replace it with.
Well, I'll say this. For record of the year, I either would have put in, if we're talking exclusively from the Weeknd, I would have put in Blinding Lights or would have put in Your Eyes. Could go, yeah, for that saxophone.
That Kenny G saxophone.
Yes. That would have fit perfectly in record for me,
Mm.
as well as Blinding Lights. If I could take out any one... Oh, man. Do I dare say this?
I know what you're going to say, because I'm going to say the same thing.
No, I'm not going to. You're going to be wrong, because I'm going to say I'd take out Billie Eilish.
Wait, really? For record?
Yes, I would take it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
my.
I will say, I think Bad Guy, when that was at the previous Grammy Awards, fits perfectly in record of the year. For, when she took the Grammy sweep last year and won for, a lot of those tracks that she had on that album. This song is great. I think she sounds beautiful in it. I think the lyrics are wonderful. I think it's a great song. But personally, I don't, it was kind of forgettable to me.
Really?
It was.
I did not know this until right now that you did not love this song.
I do love it, but I do love the song, but I wouldn't have nominated it. I think it's kind of forgettable compared to some of her other work. Yeah, sorry.
And that's the end of the show, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry. I think it's good. I love the song a lot, and I love her, and I love her and her brother, this combination. I think she's fantastic, wonderful artist, and very, very gifted, but I would not have put it in this. I wouldn't put it in record. I just wouldn't have. Song maybe for me, but not record.
I disagree. Not strongly, but I disagree. Not vehemently disagree, but I disagree in the sense that I think there are a lot of cool, interesting things that were done with there from a melodic standpoint. I'm not saying, it's the best thing ever. But I do enjoy Everything I Wanted a lot. And it might be next to Bad Guy, my favorite Billie Eilish song.
Yeah.
But then again, My Future is out there.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why wasn't that nominated?
See, maybe I would have swapped in that My Future instead of Everything I Wanted. I don't know what the cutoff was, obviously, but hypothetically, I probably would have put that one here instead of this one. I mean, this is a great song. It's really good, but it's almost... Oh, Lord. Can I say this on here? Her previous music to me is a different sound than this. They're obviously still in her same kind of like... It's got kind of, her music has kind of an eerie quality, but like in a really pop cool way. This new music sounds kind of like a lullaby to me. This song is like very peaceful, very breathy. There's a lot of air in it. It seems very light. Her other music, like Bad Guy, is a little bit more heavy, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if I would have nominated it. I'm sorry.
I love how you whisper that.
I like it. I just don't think I would have put it in here.
Hey, that's okay.
That or
Understandable.
Beyonce. Sorry.
And that's where I'm going to say it's okay. I would have taken
it
out
out
Beyonce.
too. I wouldn't have even nominated Beyonce, period. I wouldn't have even put it on the list. Billie Eilish would have been a more thing of like, oh yeah, that might be a contender. Beyonce just would have been no for me.
We are going to get crucified.
We are, yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like Beyonce. I'm just saying Black Parade. Okay.
How do we
maybe Rockstar, if not Black Parade? Like I listened to Black Parade. I think it's good.
No, I would have kept that. I would have kept Rockstar in
really?
Here. I would have. Yeah.
I don't care for Rockstar that much. Sorry to baby. Love you. And then because Blinding Lights to me, as we know, needs to go in here. And I think
we're hurting over the fact that The Weeknd, our king,
sorry, Abel,
has not made it in here. In Your Eyes or Blinding Lights needed to go on this list.
Listen, Don't Start Now made it in. I'm a Happy Man, and I'll take that to the end.
That's who you want to win. That.
That's who I want to win.
I'll second that because that's who I want to win.
Now, album of the year we're gonna go to. Now, this is gonna be really interesting because there are only 3. We got this really wrong.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people got this really wrong because there are really
Yeah.
only 3 albums on here
Mhm.
that I think either of us predicted, and I think a lot of people predicted too because I think the highest percentage of correct was like 50 something at
Yeah.
Gold Derby for people who participated in this.
No Weeknd.
No
once
Weeknd.
again.
But instead, we have Chilombo from Jhené Aiko. Did I really?
I don't know how to say it, so I think that was pretty close. I hope.
Oh, I feel so bad. I'm gonna find out later. Insert Manning right here, pronouncing it correctly. Manning from the present here. Her name is pronounced Jhené Aiko, and the title of the album is Chilombo. And side note, very, very good album. Black Pumas Deluxe Edition from Black Pumas. Apparently, the original Black Pumas self-titled album was not in the correct cutoff date, but they released a deluxe edition, and somehow the deluxe edition was like from the early last year, and somehow they remembered it. The people who voted on this in this committee.
It was that memorable, and hearing Colors, I can see why.
This is really good. But I'm just surprised they remembered that. Like, who on this committee was like, did you guys listen to Black Pumas
Deluxe Edition?
Like, who the heck?
Oh, yeah.
Because literally in that same New York Times article, they had a joke about how they had to look up who Black Pumas was, because they're like, excuse me? And
Yeah.
I know that Billboard had it as like almost not even being on the 200 list when it first premiered.
This list feels very random to me.
It does!
It's very random. And I think that's been an opinion that's been echoed across, people who have talked about these Grammy nominations over the last couple of days. It feels very random. The picks
really
in every category, honestly. But yeah. And Coldplay.
I'm sorry, I love Coldplay. Well,
As
I
we all
love
do.
old Coldplay specifically.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with new Coldplay. It's just that this is their only nomination. To my knowledge, I could be very wrong, but from what I was doing, it's the only one I could find from them. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
And it's not that great of an album.
I mean, Coldplay we normally always hear them as a repeat radio play, right? Normally their songs are always make it into some type of popular radio. I haven't heard any songs from this album on the radio at all.
I wish I could tell you.
I don't... What is this? I don't
know.
understand. I didn't even know that they had an album. I remember reading this for the first time and I was like, what? Like, how did they get on here?
Yeah.
What happened? I don't understand.
And the other ones we have are Did Jesse or Jesse? Well, maybe the D silent?
I don't know.
Like Django, but...
I'm just so mad right now that there's no Weeknd
Volume
on here.
3, Jacob Collier. Hello, and quick side note. I'm someone who was very much not aware of Jacob Collier before this. And now that I've started to really delve into this, looking into everything, this was recorded the day after nominations announcement. And now that I've gotten to actually properly look at some things, I want to make a redux and think this is an incredibly deserved nomination. I love it. It's fantastic. All I need is something I've been on repeat for the past while, and I just want to sing its praises. I would say his album is brilliant, and I get the hype. So go listen to Jesse. The D is indeed silent, for all those who are unaware. It is Jesse. Now, back to past Manning and Kimmie. Now that said, I haven't heard anything from him, so I think that's something.
Me either.
That's something we should,
We should try to look it up, I guess.
We probably should.
I don't know.
We looked at the songs, but not the albums.
Yeah.
And then also we have Women in Music Part 3. Haim?
I guess that's Ham. I don't...
Haim.
Haim?
Haim.
Now to some that we actually do know.
Yes, that is Future Nostalgia from Dua Lipa. That kind of shows our taste. These are the three what we're currently know about. Hollywood's Bleeding, Post Malone. Folklore, Taylor Swift. Now these three are kind of ones that most people had, but let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sure.
What?
Yeah, again, we're seeing that pattern of random choices. After Hours for Album of the Year by far would have been my choice. It was, or Luke Combs. Luke Combs didn't get any nominations to my knowledge. Either one of those would have been perfect for Album of the Year to me, and would have made sense given the popularity of both albums, but I don't know. By far for me in this category, it's between Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift. No question.
There's a really cool thing from the same New York Times article. Last time I will talked about them, I promise. But from John Parles. John Pareles, that sounds about right. John Pareles says, seems to me like the Grammys just hit the snooze button and rolled over. Back when they started in 1958, the Grammys did their best to ignore rock and roll. You'd think the boomers and younger members who eventually replaced that initial Grammy deep state, a great formulation bin, would have learned from past embarrassments. Apparently not. Yet at least now the timeline is advancing. This year they can also indulge their nostalgia by embracing the 2019-2020 disco revival with those nominations for Dua Lipa and Doja Cat, which brings us to the late 1970s.
Yeah, we have that is true. There's a real revival in music this year of that 80s sound, a little bit of 70s in there also. So it's really, it's felt like a throwback in a lot of ways, and in the best way, because it's been revived in such a way that it's felt new and different and cool, with also, giving a nod to the past. So.
And now we're going to move on to Song of the Year.
Well, who did you...
Yes.
Who did you think Album of the Year? I think, like I said, Dua Lipa or Taylor Swift to me.
I do agree. Dua Lipa or Taylor Swift. I think they're very different.
Oh, yeah. Very different.
Folklore kind of has it's almost a continual song throughout the feature. Dua Lipa, her Future Nostalgia feels like it's an individual song each time. But they go together because they have the same... They're not telling a story, as I feel like Taylor Swift's Folklore is telling a story.
Yeah, it is.
There is individually crafted Future Nostalgia, which I feel like has this feel. Like it wants you to feel a particular way as it goes along.
Yeah, it's also theatrical, kind of like Billie Eilish, but Taylor Swift is more narrative. So hers is more like a diary. Dua Lipa's is more like a film, I would say. So
I like that. And Song of the Year and other big categories, we have Black Parade from Beyonce, The Box from Roddy Ricch, Cardigan, Taylor Swift, Circles, Post Malone, Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish, I Can't Breathe, Her, and If the World Was Ending, JP Sachs featuring Julia Michaels. Now, this is something that I thought was a long shot to possibly get in, but I'm so happy to see this in here because that is a gem of a song and shows the power of when it comes to the songwriting medium, when it comes to telling a story, especially a story because you don't really get a lot of songs, really, really good songs where there's like two people duetting a love song. There's like a handful recently that I could probably think of, but this one's like one where it's like, this is a nice, well-written one that's telling a story.
It's an interesting take on a love song too, because it's not the typical...
oh, run to me, Priscilla.
Yeah, it's kind of talking about like, well, things didn't... It's kind of like two people have broken up. This is how I hear it, right? Two people have broken up. Things in life, in the world, have gotten crazy. The world is literally ending in this song.
I know.
There's been, an earthquake. Yeah. And then they kind of, in my mind, like they call or text each other and are like, well, things might not have worked out between us, but let's like make the most of this time and come back together to, you know, times may be tough, but we've got each other.
As
that.
we are dying.
Yeah, and you know, it's an interesting take. We've never heard something like that.
It seems very cinematic.
Yeah, you know, that part where it's like, you weren't down for forever and it's fine. You know, like we parted ways, but now as a result of these events, we've come back together despite our differences.
But
to
if
make
the world was ending, you'd come over, right?
I can't accompany you in that.
That's
you know
okay.
that.
That's okay. And other song that I thought is well, actually, I want to hear your thoughts on Everything I Wanted. You thought this is the appropriate place to put it.
Yeah, I do. Because I think the music leaves a little, the instrumental leaves a little bit to be desired as far as record is concerned, but lyrically, Billie Eilish is always on point. For her lyrics, her sound, her vocals are always on point. So I think that from that standpoint, Song of the Year to me gets this. Whereas, I don't know, like song, I wouldn't have put Bad Guy in song. I would have put it in record, and Everything I Wanted, I wouldn't have put it in record, but I would have put it here. So to me, it makes more sense. I don't know if I'm right on that.
No, I actually agree with you on the Bad Guy thing. I don't think that, I
wouldn't have put it in song because lyrically, it's not. Lyrically, it's good lyrics. Her vocals are great as always, but it's more of a total package kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think
like as far as the beat.
Yeah. I think someone else could have tried to pull it off and it wouldn't have turned out.
Oh, it wouldn't. No, she's the only person who can. Her music is very specific where I can't see anybody covering her music because she adds. It's her. She adds such a force to her music.
If they cover it, they need to try to stay as far away from her style as possible.
Yeah, she's one of those artists you really don't even attempt to copy it or emulate it because she stands alone in her own way. Rightfully so. She should. Her music is something that is so different from what we hear on the radio. It doesn't really fit into any kind of one category, but that's what makes it great. And I think well deserved to be in song personally. So
Black Parade, I can see all that got in here. The Box, Cardigan, Circles, Don't Start Now. This is where I see like Don't Start Now. I'm over here thinking, okay. The strengths to me are in the instrumentation and how that's been created.
It's in the total package of the song.
I'm not opposed to it, and I can see the merits. I can see the merits of it. Yeah. But I think, because again, as I said, the song to me lives on that bass line alone. It's so good.
Oh yeah, very much so. I mean, I think we both have Song of the Year here, though we haven't talked about it yet. But I think that you and I both would pick the same thing. I hope. Maybe I'm wrong. But
you ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Cardigan.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, very good for Taylor, but I would not pick that for Song of the Year. I Can't Breathe has to take it from me. It has to. It is just, it embodies this change that we've seen this year, this, social change of like bringing Black Lives Matter into the forefront as it should be, and this song deserves to win. Hands down, lyrically, vocally, it's just beautiful.
It feels like how do I say this? It feels like
this song is a movement on its own.
Yeah.
It's a call to action.
It is a moment, as I've mentioned last week, it is a moment in time that has been encapsulated.
It is.
And this is done incredibly well. And I have all, good job, her.
Yes.
Good job.
It is just amazing. It, like, we were talking about how songs are the equivalent of, like we talk about Taylor Swift and being a diary, or, Dua Lipa maybe sounding more, theatrical, cinematic quality. I Can't Breathe is like a documentary in a song.
It is. It can go well with a documentary of the time today. Like, you could literally find a no better song that could encapsulate. Maybe If the World Was Ending.
Maybe.
But
this is just...
I agree.
There's to me, really, there is nothing else in these nominations of this caliber of being impactful, a good listen just by itself, and then having a message and being, a movement in its own right. It's beautiful. I hope it wins. I really do.
All right, and moving on. What will we replace with Blinding Lights?
Oh, for song, would you put Blinding Lights in here for Song of the Year?
I would. Well, with what we have, there is one that I would probably take out.
Who are we gonna take out?
Well, now I'm looking at it. I might take out the box.
Yeah, I'll probably take out Beyonce on this one. Or, no, I think
I
I'll
just don't
stick
like
with
Roddy
that.
Ricch, do I?
I don't know. You picked him for a couple of things last time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I
To
might
get the nomination.
I might also. Well, I may.
I don't know. Personally, Blinding Lights would have had to be in this category to me because it's just been all over the radio, and popularity wise it has broken so many records
Yeah.
on the charts, so it needed to be in this category out of anything else.
Oh, actually, you know what I actually might do?
What?
I think this is the wrong song for Taylor. I might take Cardigan out.
I didn't even look at that. I forgot it was even in here. I just glazed over it. But yeah, I probably would take Cardigan out.
It feels like the default Taylor Swift version when I feel like there's lots of other ones.
Yeah. Cardigan was not my favorite from
Cardigan's
Folklore.
good.
It's good, but it was not my favorite from Folklore.
No,
there were
not.
other ones that were better on it. I do like it. I appreciate it. I think it's very good, and I love this style for Taylor. This alternative, I think it fits her really well, but I probably would take it out as well and put Blinding Lights in that place if we had to, if we were in charge of the Grammys.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's weird. Like I would sooner give her album of the year than anything else.
Yeah,
because I think it works better as a package than as a singular entity.
Yeah, I would probably I would second that.
And now, last of the best, a little bit before we start to kind of rush through everything, because we're almost already at an hour right now. Holy cow!
Dang!
And also, we're doing really good. Last time, we all know, is I took out about 20 minutes of us goofing off and having a fun time.
Yeah, we had a lot of gaffes in the last one.
This we're doing very well.
Yeah, we're doing good so far.
No
Because
porn
this is so serious, though.
It is.
Because of the weekend. It's somber. This is a somber occasion.
Rest you merry, gentle weekend. Other big general field we have is Best New Artist with Ingrid Andress, Phoebe Bridgers. I can't read tonight, can I? Ingrid Andress, Phoebe Bridgers. Okay,
Chica?
got it.
Is that Chica?
Chica, Noah Cyrus, D Smoke, Doja Cat, K Trenata, and Megan Thee Stallion. I think, well, again, I would have liked. This is where you get really gets interesting. If you look at some of the other songs from other bands from South Korea, like Blackpink and BTS, they really blew up this year, but they also blew up last year. So I guess that's the only thing the caveat that I might put in there.
I'm surprised that they are not in this category.
Yeah, but I guess this is where what does new artist mean? Because obviously these people have been around for a while longer. Mm-hmm. Noah Cyrus did Ponyo. She did the song Ponyo with the little Frankie Jonas.
She did? Oh, she did. That's right.
So she's not a new artist.
She's not. She has been around for a while, and she has had other hits. Other than she's had, I think it's called "You Make Me Cry," and she's had a song called "Again" as well that has reached popularity.
I think we can all agree this is Megan Thee Stallion's to lose.
100%. She needs to take this, and I think that she will. I mean, I think Doja Cat's probably a close second in that. I would love Ingrid Andress to get it, but I'm sure that that's probably not going to happen. I wish she would, but Megan Thee Stallion, I would be equally happy if she got it, because she's come in, this queen, the resident stallion and queen, she has come in, she has changed the game, folks.
Is her last name The Stallion?
Wouldn't that be great if it was?
The Stallion?
Yeah, I wonder if it is.
It's probably not.
It's probably not. But, she's really dominated, so I think that she should take it.
So now we're going to run through these other ones. I think for most of the part, unless you want to start counting some of the South Korean K-pop bands. I think that's kind of a new artist seems solid right over there. But no, best pop solo performance. We're going to rush through these. I want you to go yay or nay if you think that was a worthy nomination.
Hit me with it.
We both know this one. Our response. Yummy by Justin Bieber.
3, 2, 1.
Nay.
No.
Oh, nay.
No, absolutely not.
That's kind of disgraceful, the fact
Should
this was
not
nominated
be
over
here.
Blinding Lights.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't want to know, because this should not be in here at all.
Girl, you got that yummy, yummy, yummy. Got that yummy, yummy, yummy. I know the rest. That's all I know.
It's the worst. No.
Say So by Doja Cat. Ready?
Yeah. Wait, we're counting down?
Yes.
We're counting down every time. 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Okay. I agree. Everything I Want by Billie Eilish. Really? Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Yes. Okay. Good. Don't Start Now. 3, 2, 1. Yes. And then Watermelon Sugar. 3. I mean, do we need to do this one? Do you know what my opinion is going to be on this one?
It's a yes for me.
It's a no for me.
No, it
You
can't
know
be.
this. Why? You know I don't care for
I know
this song.
it was really overplayed, but it was
killed it for me.
It's still good though.
I would put Adore You over this personally. I like Adore You a lot more than Watermelon Sugar.
Yeah, I think I would have put it here too instead of Watermelon Sugar, even though I like both.
I just see there are certain songs, you know this, where overplay kills it for you.
It does. It absolutely does. The more the radio plays it, the worse that it becomes, because it's like it's a sugar overload. In this case, it was a watermelon sugar overload. Yeah, and it becomes sickening after a while. I still like it, but
yeah, I think there are some songs, the ones that you adore, you're like can't get tired of it. But the ones that you really like, you're like, oh, I like it.
I'm going to tell you a secret, though. I'm going to tell you a secret is that if I really like a song and it becomes popular on the radio, or even if I have heard it on the radio, I will not listen to it when it comes on after that, because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah. You want to have control of when you listen to it.
Seriously, yeah, because I don't want to get my fill of it and then not like it. So normally even when Blinding Lights comes on the radio, like I'll listen to it some, but if it plays back to back on other stations, like I won't listen to it because I don't want to ruin it because I love it so much.
That's smart. No, that's smart.
And then Cardigan for Taylor Swift. Obviously, this is a yes.
That's a no for me.
It's a no
because I don't find this as a pop solo performance.
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't really... You know how Justin Bieber had that really tasteless, privileged tweet that he sent out or whatnot about saying, I don't feel like I deserve this category when there's so many other people that are just happy to be nominated?
Justin, this isn't about you, sir.
It's really not. Like, you're doing fine on your own, sir. It's really not. Go do your thing.
Justin still has... Like, some of his antics have stopped. Like, his some of the things that he's done over the years. He's matured in
that sense.
Yeah, but then he does stuff like this, and I'm still reminded of how white privileged he is.
Yes,
you know,
he is very much.
He's very privileged. Would you maybe put Intentions here from Justin Bieber? But that would have been a duo, though, right? Because he's
nominated
featured.
The other one.
Yeah, no, I would concur with everything. I guess take Yummy out, leave Say So, Everything I Wanted, Don't Start Now, swap out Adore You, and then do Blinding Lights.
Oh, it's gonna hit me. What other one I wanted in here, and I can't think of it at this moment. That would put for pop performance, but oh well.
Probably BTS, but that. Oh man,
no,
I keep
that's
doing that.
See,
it's not
yeah,
solo.
I know. Speaking of BTS, we have best pop duo group performance, which is Un Dia One Day, which is J Balvin, Dua Lipa, Bad Bunny, and Tiani. I don't know. Intention, Justin Bieber featuring Quavo. Dynamite by BTS. Rain on Me, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande. Exile, Taylor Swift featuring Bon Iver, a song that is definitely not pop.
I would have kept this here though, because I love
this
song and I think it's beautifully done. And
but you would not want to put it like in folk or something or
I don't
alternative.
think no, and I wouldn't put it in alternative or any other category because she's solely a pop artist now. And even though this is not a pop album, she's always going to be looped in with that because she claims that genre now.
Well, see, that's what I would disagree. This is where I bring my movie sentiment.
Ah, yes.
Because it's like when they put The Martian in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got in, sure, but it's like that goes against the thing completely. And it's not even like when Justin Bieber, because like, you know, it's not even like it's different because, you know, a comedy in comparison to a drama is very different.
Yeah, it's
true.
And,
you know, I would put it in there differently. And like, sure, do I think that Intentions, I think that album is a little, is not
well, it's
really
not the
R&B.
Oh, Changes is the album
excuse
title.
Me,
yeah.
is not too R&B, where it's like, why is that there? But I can see what he's going for. Does that make any sense?
It's got a taste of it in here.
Yes.
Now, Taylor, folklore is overwhelmingly alternative with pop elements. So, like where Justin Bieber is, Changes is definitely more pop with some R&B like takes in it. Taylor's is overwhelmingly alternative with pop mixed in with that. So, I love the song. I think that Exile, I thought it was going to get on the radio. I don't think it ever has.
I heard it once.
You have? Okay. That's probably one of my favorite songs on the album, like top 3 out of like folklore in its entirety. But should it be in pop? I don't know. Bon Iver is always in alternative categories.
Either.
Yes, I don't know if I would put it here. I like that it's nominated, so I'm gonna have to agree with that. But Dynamite has to take this for me for the award. It has to. It has blown up. Yeah, it's great. It's blown up, no pun intended.
Because I'm in the stars tonight.
Great, beautiful song.
I remember you didn't care for it that much when you first heard it.
No, I just think it didn't. Not that I didn't care for it. I think it was just okay. But now hearing it, it grows on you. It gets stuck in your brain.
Doesn't it? It's
it
just
grows
such a fun
on
song.
you in a good way. Unlike "Yummy" by Justin Bieber, that makes you want to like claw at your brain to get it out.
My eyes. The best pop vocal album we have Changes by Justin Bieber. Why on God's green earth? Why? Chromatica. Thank you.
I think let me just stop you right there. For pop solo performance, probably would have put "Stupid Love" in there by Lady Gaga. And I know you don't like that,
I don't like that song.
But I think I would have put it in there.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad someone remembered a song to go in there. I apparently can't. I might have actually put a second Dua Lipa song.
Can one artist be nominated?
Wait a minute.
In one category?
I'm gonna take out Intentions and put Levitating.
Yes.
Because why didn't that happen?
Absolutely. Let's do that. Which version? You do the version with
with the baby.
The baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually think that one is superior to than the original one. And it adds something.
Yeah, and she did one with Madonna too.
Not as good.
No, not at all.
The right foot,
left foot levitating.
Pop star. Dua Lipa with the baby.
I would have definitely put Dua Lipa with the baby levitating on that list. I'd taken out Intentions. Sorry, Justin, but
agreed.
No.
Best pop vocal album Change, Justin Bieber, Chromatica, Lady Gaga, Future Nostalgia, Dua Lipa, Fine Line, Harry Styles, Folklore, Taylor Swift. I think the pop vocal album, this would be tailor-made for Future Nostalgia in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Dua Lipa has to take this one.
Even if Folklore won Album of the Year, I think this would be like a nice hey, Dua Lipa needs to win this type of thing.
Yeah, hands down.
Best rock performances Shamika, Fiona.
Sorry, I'm
moving on. Not Big Thief, Kyoto, which I've heard great things about from Phoebe Bridgers. The Steps, Ham, which were nominated for Album of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really pronouncing that wrong, probably, and I apologize. Stay High from Brittany Howard, and Daylight by Grace Potter.
No, I like Grace Potter. I do like her.
I don't know who. Do you know what Daylight is?
No, but I know other of her songs from the past.
All right, next time you guys hear this, we will have. All right, we're going to have listened to every single one of these songs that were nominated for the Grammys.
Okay, well, it's going to take us a while because there's a lot here.
Listen, only ones we have not heard.
Look, the only one that really mattered wasn't nominated. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
This is a grieving process. I'm in the anger stage right now.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, babe. It's okay.
All right, moving on.
Best rock performance, Stay High, Daylight. Best rock album, A Hero's Death, Fontaine's DC. Kiwanaka, Michael Kiwanuka. Kiwanuka?
Do we really have to go through all of these?
I'm just kind of announcing them. We have to talk about them. Kiwanuka, Michael Kiwanuka, Daylight.
In this corner,
Grace Potter. Sound and Fury, Sturgill Simpson. The New Abnormal, The Strokes. Best alternative.
The Strokes, that's good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. I haven't heard them in a while. The alternative music album, Fetch the Bolt Cutter, Fiona Apple, which I find interesting because isn't she in rock?
No, she's alternative to me.
But
she's been nominated in rock too.
But
it's a performance, rock performance. What makes an alternative performance? That's what I want to know.
See, I don't know.
Never mind. Who cares?
I don't know. I don't know why there's a correlation between the other two. Wait, what?
I said never mind. Who cares? Cut that out. Just cut that out.
Shade.
Yeah, sorry.
Best R&B performance, Lightning and Thunder.
Feel the thunder.
Wow.
John Legend.
I need to listen to this then. Jeannie. Oh, she must be R&B then. Janae Aiko. Featuring John Legend. Black Parade, Beyonce. All I Need, Jacob Collier featuring Mahala and Ty Dolla $ign. Goat Head, Brittany Howard, and See Me, Emily King. Best R&B song, Better Than I Imagine, Black Parade, or Better Than I Imagine, Robert Glasper featuring her and Messala Ndeji.
I probably would just read the titles here, sir.
Yep. Best R&B song, Better Than I Imagine, Black Parade, Collide, Do It, Slow Down. Best progressive R&B album, Chilombo, Ungodly Hour, Free Nationals, F Yo Feelings, I'm guessing is what that little blank space is. It Is What It Is, Best Rap Performance, Deep Reverence, Bop, What's Poppin', The Bigger Picture, another great song. Glad that got mentioned somewhere.
I love how Da Baby and Lil Baby are both in there.
You have to.
That's
It's like
funny.
equal. Savage, Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce, which almost is more than likely going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Dior.
Dior. Like
Dior?
Christian Dior.
What's that?
The brand, like Christian Dior.
Oh!
Wah, wah.
I'll debate cutting
Manning
that out.
does not go anywhere.
No, I don't.
He stays in his house and records podcasts on it. Sorry, that was me.
You weren't wrong.
Dude, how long? You should just put a little thing at the end that says, if you want to see the full list of nominations, go to www.
All right, here I'm gonna skip to best rap song, best country song, and call it a day. The Bigger Picture, this is the best rap song. The Bigger Picture, The Box, Laugh Now, Cry Later, Rockstar, and Savage. Best country song, Bluebird, The Bones, which should have gotten a Song of the Year nomination.
For sure, yeah.
In my opinion, at least. Specifically with the Hosier.
Yeah. Pop duo or country duo or whatever.
Country duo? Why wouldn't you consider that a country song, really?
I don't really consider it super duper country. I mean, it's not like, what's that thing?
Is it because it's Maren Morris? Is it really why?
I guess. It's not as country as that. What's that two-step thing that you do?
Do the two-step and cowboy boogie, grab your sweetheart and spin her around. There's a whole bear.
This is really devolved into chaos.
Best country song. Crowded Table, More Hearts Than Mine.
Oh, I want that one to win.
Some people do.
Some people do.
And, we have some other ones along there. But if you want to see the rest of them, I'm going to put the link in the description down below so you can follow along and see what they got. Woo, hopefully I can cut 10 minutes or so out of this because we are gone over an hour, my love.
We have. But I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you.
Even though it's somber occasion over the fact that our resident king, The Weeknd, did not make it into this list at all. Hopefully next podcast we will have some news to share about why this happened. Hopefully.
The last thing I have to ask you is if you could have a chance to define where After Hours goes, genre, and where would it have gone, and where would it have gotten the nomination under the categories, not the general field.
And as in you said genre first, right?
Yes.
What it is.
And where do you think it would have gone? Pop, R&B, etc.
I'm gonna put it in R&B genre wise. As far as category, what it should have been nominated for, I have to put it in album of the year. It's just a story. The album is an entire story, start to finish. It's vulnerable. It's personal. It's poetic art. It really is. And it should have gone there. It should have been, Blinding Lights should have been in record. In Your Eyes, I could have seen going for record. Song of the Year should have been Blinding Lights as well. That's just my opinion. R&B would be the genre for me, though.
For this one, I think progressive R&B album would be the most appropriate place for it to go, mainly because used to be contemporary, urban contemporary. Mm-hmm. Which, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean he's won in that category before, but I think it's got pop elements in it, but it's got elements of other genres too. It's got some alternative. It's got a little tiny bit of like rock in there, a little bit of that kind of jazzy feel as well. So it really, and R&B is one of those genres of music that is so broad and spans so many different categories, and that's what makes it great. And I think that's what makes this album great. So that's part of the reason. There are a lot of other reasons, but we won't get here today because we'll be here for a long time.
We will be here for a long time. But ladies and gentlemen, that is your Grammys for 2020. Well,
2021, technically.
Kind of, yeah. Even though it's awarding the films from films. See where my brain is? Even though it is rewarding the songs from 2019 to 2020.
Yes.
But anyway, those are our 2 cents upon the matter. We want to thank you all for joining in, and of course, next time when we actually have the podcast, these are the 2 specials we have done for now, back to back. We'll get back to regularly scheduled podcast coming up next week. So by the time you hear this, We'll have starting the recording that next Saturday. I'm gonna figure it out. You trust me on that, guys. Trust me on that. We're gonna get it all situated, but then we're gonna talk about some different things. In particular, I will be seeing Nomadland. In particular, I will be seeing Nomadland with Frances McDormand in it. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I'm going to be seeing that next week. So by the time we have this next podcast come up, I will have my thoughts, review on that, and if that has a place in the Oscar circuit. But again, that is Gone with the Wind. We thank you all, and I wish you all hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving if you do celebrate it. And for all those who are currently not in America, thank you again just for listening on a regular Thursday or regular Friday or regular Saturday.
Yes.
Be safe, social distance, and wear a mask. And I thank you all again. Have a great, fantastic, blinding night.
Of lights.
Blinding night of lights.
Bye!